Welcome in. It is Thursday, October 2nd. I'm fighting with my computer, as I always do. Well, what would it be if I wasn't fighting with my computer, right? It is Thursday, October 2nd. We are 90 days out from December 31st. I know I always say it's like October 1st is January 1st, and that's not the case because it obviously doesn't fall that way perfectly in a 90-day cycle. Yet, here we are. We are 90 days out from December 31st, so tomorrow will be 90 days from the new year, and you're technically probably not going to get back to work on New Year's Day because you'll still be with family. We'll figure it out. The point is, we want to keep that framework in our head of when our activities actually turn into financial opportunities for ourselves, our businesses, and the people that we love, and of course, the people that we're serving. Just track that. Have that pipeline always moving. Every day I'm doing something to make sure that I get more people into conversation with me so I can help more people when the time is appropriate for them. Gary has a note on his desk that says, finding new business is more important than working on my business. And it's not that you abandon your duty, your fiduciary and functionary duty as a real estate agent. Yet to start the day, we have to make sure that we go and hunt and kill and get more meat for the grill. Because whatever's on the grill right now is going to finish cooking. We're going to feed our people and we're going to need more. So that's why we always reference the 90 days, just so you understand. And I know I talk about this quite a bit. What I do know, here's what I do know. I know as your friend and your coach, it is very rare that you are going to tune in and you're going to be like, oh my God, I had no idea. I just learned something today. More often than not, it's going to be a case where you had this information and maybe we awaken it by discussing it one more time. So that's why we do what we do. You can check out an opportunity to make sure that you're doing the next right thing. Every weekday, 9 to 11, it is Fight Club. Go to KWFightClub.com. Simply go in there, cameras on, microphones off, and we're having our conversations. We're showing everyone else in the market center what we're doing to get stuff. And you'll see a lot of people, and it doesn't make any sense because our microphones are off, so people are just going. And you'll see them laughing, and they're taking notes because they're having conversations with the people that they're reaching out to that morning in order to make sure that they're reminding these humans that they're alive and they're here to help. And the people that we're doing that with this week, you are calling your Y's and your Z's. You are texting your F's, calling your Y's and your Z's and texting your F's. Somebody wants to hear the sound of your voice today. I promise you that. It is very rare. It has become an extraordinary event to have a phone conversation, right? I mean, not in our business. We're doing it in our business, but more often than not, if we figured out the math, and this will not be on the quiz later, if we figured out the math, the amount of time that you spend Textosaurus Rex or DMing or whatevering, as opposed to having a verbal conversation, is lopsided. And we know the power of our voice, right? It's the words we choose. 7% of our power is the words we choose. 43% of our power is the passion and tonality in which we deliver those words. And the additional 50% is our body language. So yes, us in person is always going to be the best version of us. Absent physical presence, I would argue video is powerful. But then you at least have 50% of your power if they can hear your voice delivering your word choice. If they're only reading what your word choice is, that's just 7% of your power. So keep that in mind. Do you want to be a 7% real estate consultant? Do you want to be a 50% real estate consultant, or do you want to give them 100%? Now, you're going to use 50% probably to set the appointment, but then you're going to be with them in person, and then they're going to get 100% of you. Something to consider. I promise it won't be on the quiz later. There'll be no math. There'll be no math. Of course, Fight Club, we talked about that today, 9 to 11. Today at 1 o'clock, you've got the midday protocol. We get together. We talk about what we did or didn't do. I ask about 3 lead indicators when we get there. You go to timsoffice.com at 1 o'clock, and I'm going to ask about the conversations you've had in the last 24 hours. I'm going to ask you to talk about the appointments you've set in the last 24 hours. And I'm going to ask you to talk about the contracts that you signed. Who did you talk to where the opportunity to serve came up? Did you set appointments to sit with them at kitchen tables and conference tables to sign them into your business? And did you sign said contracts? Did you sign a buyer, a seller, an investor, or put somebody under contract with a purchase and sale? We know if we're tracking those lead indicators on a daily basis, the probability that we will have wonderfully delicious numbers on a weekly basis bubbles up. And then we're like, good day, good week, good month, good quarter. And there's going to be days, and veteran agents did it yesterday. Veteran agents will do it today. They will show up and they will proudly record a 0 in one of those categories because they know the power of holding themselves to account with their peers. And in so by doing, they hold their peers accountable too. That's the power of our company. That's the power of 463. 560 of you being willing to be transparent and authentic with each other, to help each other grow. That's the power of what we do. So Fight Club this morning, 9 to 11. Midday protocol today at 1 o'clock. All the links for all of this is all in the morning news. And it's a Tech Thursday, KT, the KT Temple. Hanging out with you every Thursday at 3 o'clock. You get a chance to be in on the Tech Mastermind. Talking about AI, talking about Canva, talking about Command. And the things, maybe the button you haven't pushed yet that will create some leverage for you. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Right? Because when we talk about the 3 L's in the Red Book, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, there's 3 L's around that triangle, right? It's leads, listings, leverage. The challenge is we usually race back and forth between lead, listing, lead, listing, lead, listing. And as we build our efficiencies, our skill sets, our revenue, we rarely go visit the leverage we may be able to create for ourselves. And it's not like, we'll get some leverage so you can do more. Not necessarily. Get some leverage so you can be more, right? Back it up, right? It's be, do, achieve. If you get some leverage, it's going to help you do more because it's going to put you back in your genius zone. It's going to help you achieve more. But what if you got some time and you decided, well, I don't need to use all this time I got back to just keep doing and achieving. That's continuing to bounce between lead and listing. That's maniacal. We came here, most of us, and if I'm wrong, my wife has shirts. If I'm wrong, you can let me know. Most of us joined this industry with the mindset that I will have control over my bank account and my financial well-being, and I will have time back in my pocket. We did it to capture the 2 streams of revenue that mean the most to our livelihood. Because if I have more time and I can spend that with loved ones, we probably want to fill it with cool things. And I don't mean stuff, I mean experiences. So if you're creating more skills and efficiencies and revenue, and you can take some of that and put that back into your life and grab some leverage to help you do and achieve more, sure. But what if it gives you time to sit quietly and take some time for yourself? I will die on the hill that those who are doing and achieving more, they are being someone different than they've ever been. And if we can track that, if we can give that time and space to breathe, that changes everything. Gary talks about in MREA, and we'll talk about it during Business Planning Clinic, which is coming up here in Portsmouth, October 23rd. I might be making that up. It's coming up. The email just went out yesterday. You'll find it. Our next one is here in Portsmouth. And when we get to the organizational model of how you flesh things out, should you choose to, right? Because there's 7 levels here at Keller Williams. You can move all the way up to a 7th level team should you choose. And the map is not the territory. You decide how you want to play this game. But we have the infrastructure and the framework to show you the systems and the models in which to do it logically. And when Gary talks about the first level agent, it's just you. It's party of one, a solo artist, as I would call you. You are doing all the things. It has all these bullet points, right? The 5 jobs of a realtor: lead gen, lead follow-up, script and role play, go on appointments, negotiate contracts. Divorced from that, there's 2 bullet points down at the bottom that Gary has. You have to be the visionary. You have to be the planner. Are you giving yourself time to do that? Your business grows to the extent that you do. So if we don't grow, our business will not grow. Even if it's party of you, we have to lift our own lids. We have to think differently, right? Leaders help other people think differently. They don't tell them how to think. They allow them to think differently. So if you're currently in charge of you, will you give yourself the time and the oxygen and the space and the grace to breathe and take some of that leverage? And don't just concern yourself with doing more and achieving more. Focus on who you're being. Because you'll look back time and time again, and when you see those gaps where you are kicking ass, taking names, and printing money, it is all collateral from the things that you're doing to take care of yourself, to be a different person. Not that you have to make this seismic change, but when you are doing and achieving, ask yourself, in that time frame, who was I being? Who was I spending time with? What was my sleep pattern? What were my nutritional habits? What was my activity? What was my mindset? What was I reading? Who was I talking to? Were people challenging me to be a better version of myself? We are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Examine that. Because if you are surrounding yourself with people that look at you like you're crazy because you've got a 411 or a GPS, and the only reason they have a 30, 60, 90 is because their manager at whatever company they work for, and I'm not making fun of your friends in corporate America, maybe a little. I'm not making fun of your friends in corporate America, but people, adults on this planet that have goals that were given to them as opposed to goals that they built with a peer, that have coordinates to the North Star that they picked, are living a different life than you. So you couldn't possibly sit down next to them and feel there's a concurrency between your belief system and their belief system. It just won't jive. And it's not that they're not your friends. But if you've made improvements in your life, if you stepped away from smoking or drinking, changed your nutritional habits, your activity habits, you create a whole new group of friends. And some of your people will feel like you're leaving them behind because maybe the only thing that connected you to them was that habit, that thing that you used to do when you used to be the other version of yourself. The greatest blessing at our company is Gary looks way past you as the agent. This company is about people becoming transformative. That's why we do what we do. That's why we have the conversations that we have. That's why we ask you to dig deeper and think about how could you plus the experience for the person you're about to serve. Not work with, not transact with, serve. If we approach what we do with a servant's heart and we keep our head down and our heart up and we put service first and let the sale take place when it's appropriate for the people that you get the blessing of taking care of, everything will start to change. We have people in this industry who will be transactional. They will do well. And I promise you, They will burn faster. Find a way to make this help you grow every day. Find a way to make this work for you so it puts joy in your heart, air in your lungs. So when you step away from the office, when you finish your real estate day today and you go home to your loved ones, you may be tired. You may be a little fried. You may be peopled out, but you've got enough energy and love in your soul to go home and deliver presence to the people that care about you, presence to the people you drove away from to go do this damn thing. Don't send home an empty vessel who's physically in the room, but not spiritually and emotionally and intellectually connected with the people who look up to you, because you have another responsibility when you get home. If you're a solo artist here or a team lead in this environment, you're a leader at your house. And whether we're leading or not leading, we're leading. People are watching. It's God, family, and business. The things we're doing right now during the work hours support our loved ones and support our faith and our philanthropic giving. And we can make the business part as enjoyable and joy-filled and care-filled as we choose, because we're in charge of that. So as you do and you achieve, focus the most on who you're being. It will be a game changer. It is Tech Thursday. You've got KT at 3 for the mastermind. You've got onboarding at 4. 2 hours of KT Temple every Thursday. If I can help you do a reset so we can focus on who we're being to go and do and achieve in 2026, track me down. You can book my face at meetwithcoach.com. You can also text me or call me at 603-834-2856. It is our honor to be in business with you. We know that you can go play anywhere. And the fact that you woke up and you're heading back into battle today at this ecosystem at 463 makes us immensely proud. Have a great day.